So next up we have my Cardiff City collection. Of course, being Welsh, being a Cardiff City fan, going to many of the games over the years, I've mounted quite a lot of Cardiff City shirts, some of which won't be in the video, but if I remember I'll try and put some photos of kits from that era that I have owned as a kid or in the past. But we'll start with one of my older shirts by here. Very old shirt. This is from the 2002-2003 season, I think. It's got the Leaks sponsor. It used to have Ken Thor as sponsor, but they went bust or something happened and Leaks took over. It's a Puma shirt, but the Puma's come off completely. You can tell it's an old shirt. It's got the Welsh flag on the back, and the Welsh flag's like breaking off as well. But very famous kit, and this is a shirt they wore when they got promoted from Division 3 to Division 2, or in today's age would be League 1 Championship. Next up we have a retro shirt from Toffs. This is a Cardiff City shirt from the, I think it's 76 to 77 season. One of the most iconic shirts in Cardiff City history. Blue with the white and yellow stripe going down the front. I have a number 10 on the back. Probably top 3 for me of Cardiff City shirts of all time. Next up I have this season's home shirt. I bought this from JD Sport at the start of the season. What do you think of this one, Panda?
I like that one.
You like it?
It's so different to anything else they've had, isn't it?
Yeah, so I actually quite like this one, although it's a bit too dark. That's probably the only criticism I would say. I think it's a bit too dark because it's basically black on the blue. I don't mind that, but I just wish it was a bit brighter. The shirt seems a bit too dark, but it's got the blue on the collar. Obviously got the newer version of the badge with the red dragon at the bottom. Got the 3 Adidas stripes going on the back. Down the sides and on the back, then it's got the bluebird, and it's got the same design on the back. Then we move on to another Cardiff City shirt, and this is the first one I have in the Cardiff range, which wasn't bought from the official stuff. This is again an overseas one, but it's not a bad overseas one, to be honest with you. This is from the season they had in the Premier League last time. It's got the Premier League logo, which has very good stitching on the sleeves on both sides.
I got the same one, I'm like.
Panda actually has the same one. It's got the dark blue and lighter blue hoops going across the front. It's got the Visit Malaysia sponsor, but the reason why you can tell this is a fake, on the badge, I don't know if you can see it, Panda, you have to zoom in again.
I think if the camera could take it, you'll have to walk towards it. Yeah, I can see it.
If you look at the badge right by here, you'll notice the ring going around where the bluebird is. That's actually red with bits of blue at the top and bottom, when that should actually be all blue around there. So that's how you can tell it's a fake. But other than that, a very good shirt. Next up we have a Cardiff City shirt. This is the first one they had, or sorry, the second one they had with Adidas. I just like it for its simplicity. Just a nice blue Adidas shirt. It's got the old style Visit Malaysia logo, which I prefer over the newer one, to be honest. And then on the back it's got the championship number 6, and it's got Jazz Richards on the back. It was this figure that he signed from, and the EFL logo as well on the bottom. So next up we have a very special Cardiff City shirt. This was from the season that they got to the Carling Cup final against Liverpool. Of course, the other team that I support. It's got the yellow and white on each side. The old style Cardiff City badge in the shield, which many fans are calling for the club to go back to. It's got the Visit Malaysia badge, the version which I like, and it's by Puma. Very nice shirt overall, one of my favourites. And then finally, my favourite Cardiff City shirt, which might surprise some of you, and it's from the season where Cardiff got to the FA Cup final. In the final itself, they wore their black away strip, which is like a black version of this pretty much. But this is, it's got the CD Comms Direct, the old badge they had, so it's the St David's Day version of the badge, the blue word on it, and Joma. Lots of yellow on this. Whenever Cardiff had yellow and white on their shirts, I've always liked them. And on the back, number 8, Robbie Fowler, of course, Liverpool legend. He had that one season at Cardiff. I think if he didn't have the injuries that he had, he would have done a lot better for the club. But yeah, very happy with this, and that completes my Cardiff City collection. So next up we have my Liverpool collection. I've been a supporter of Liverpool for most of my life, pretty much. I have far too many Liverpool shirts to have in this video on the collection. So what I'll do, I'll put many of them that I own on the screen at various points in this section. But I do have 6 shirts on here which I currently have, which I will show you throughout. So first of all, we have this one back here. It's this season's away shirt. I bought this one from JD Sport. It's a long sleeve version of the Liverpool shirt. It's the white away. It's got the Bob Paisley thing in the back. Feel is amazing, looks really nice, very happy. Let's move on. So next up we have third shirt, Panda, yay or nay?
I like it.
You like it? What do you like about it?
I like the colour.
So it's a black colour, it's got like a turquoise kind of colour on the New Balance on the badge.
I'm going to say teal.
Teal? Probably a teal, I guess. Now, very important thing about this shirt, I bought this one when I went to Anfield with you in August. So I actually got this from the club shop itself. On the back I had Virgil, number 4 of course, Virgil van Dijk, one of the best central defenders in the world currently. Next up we have the home shirt from this season. So this is actually a fake shirt. This is the only fake shirt I have to do with Liverpool. And the reason why I bought it is because of this on the back, Champions of Europe, number 6. The club's shop for Liverpool had sold out, and it took a month. I think it took months and months for it to be back in stock. So rather than waiting, I ended up buying it from Soccer Lords. Pretty happy with it. The paisley thing has come off a little bit today, and a little bit of the stitching is questionable on the collar, but it does have the respect and the 6 times cap on the side, and the 2019 winners on the side by here. Overall, pretty happy. For knocking around the house and everything, it's great to have, so happy with this one. Next up, I have the home shirt from about, I think it's about 3 or 4 years ago now. It's a New Balance shirt. It has the Premier League logos on either side. It has the, I guess it's like an orange colour for the standard charter, New Balance on the badge, and also on the collar. And then it's got the 96 flames on the back. And then number 20, Adam Lallana, who is one of my favourite midfielders for Liverpool. And to finish up, I've got 2 more shirts by here, which I'll do at the same time. These are both shirts that I've very kindly donated to my panda, who wears them to bed. And they are the away and third shirts from, I want to say 2011, I might be wrong, might be 2012.
I only just realised they're the same one.
But this is the black one, which they wore in Europe, I think, and then this is the away one they wore in the league. This is from around at the time when Fernando Torres was at the club. I think Joe Cole came in this season for this shirt. Torres had left by that point. They ended up having Raul Morales, I think, when they had this shirt. It was that kind of era, that Roy Hodgson, kind of ugly Roy Hodgson kind of crossover, I guess. And Rafa Benitez was, I think, this one just before. But yeah, these are both shirts which Panda now wears to bed. So next up, we have my local team, Merthyr Town Football Club. We're going to start off with a home shirt. Now this is from a couple of years ago. So we've got the Trade Centre Wales sponsor by here. Now usually Trade Centre Wales is a blue sponsorship, but they allowed them to have a red version of it for this particular season. Reason being, this was the 30-year anniversary of Merthyr Town's win against Atalanta in the Cup Winners' Cup, which was massive. So it's got the date on the sleeve, if you can see it back here, 16th to the 9th, 1987. It's got the black version of the badge, done by Macron, of course, and it's got the same on this sleeve as well. And then it's got some, it's got the sponsor on the back as well with the black pinstripe. One of my favourite Merthyr Town shirts, and like I said, it's a call back to the shirt they wore 30 years ago. When they played Atalanta back then, they wore a white shirt with a red sponsor and black pinstripes. It's what most people know when they think of Merthyr Town. But they were a conference national team back then, and they beat a team in the first division of Italian football, which was just bizarre, like really, really unheard of. A big cup upset, and yeah, I like this one. Moving on, we have, speaking of Atlanta, a special edition third shirt which Merthyr released in that same season a few years ago for the 30th anniversary. That's the usual Trade Centre Wales logo on the front there in blue, with Macron with a black Merthyr badge, but it's a black and blue special third to remember the win against Atalanta. Atalanta's badge is actually on the front of this shirt here, but again, like I mentioned with AC Milan, all black on the back, I'm just not a fan of it. If it had been blue and black throughout, it would have been much nicer. That's the only thing which ruins this shirt. But yeah, lovely third shirt for Merthyr. And then to round it off, we have the away shirt from that season as well, a few years ago. This time it's a white version of the Merthyr badge, which got the Trade Centre Wales, although the colours are a bit faded on it now, and the Macron, and there's red and a darker or lighter shade of red going throughout, which I quite like, to be honest with you, and then an all red back as well. And finally, to finish off, I've gone with my national team. There are a few kits on here which I do have, which are not on display here, but I will put some photos of them throughout. We're going to start off with Team GB. Of course, I am a subject of Great Britain, and in 2012, London hosted the Olympic Games, and it was the first time in, I think, like 50 or 60 years where Britain actually put a football team in to compete in the Olympics. I think it was a team of, 16 players, and I think 5 of them were Welsh. It had Neil Taylor, Craig Bellamy, Ryan Giggs, Gareth Bale was named but didn't play, and Aaron Ramsey played as well. This isn't the actual kit. It ended up being the training kit, although people thought at the time it was the kit. I think it should have been the kit because it's an absolutely stunning design. Got the Team GB logo and Adidas, and then you've got Her Majesty's kind of kingdom, I guess, displayed in the material by here with the red collar. It looks amazing. I think the plain back's a bit ruined. I think the pattern could have been throughout on the back as well, which is a general theme for some of these shirts in this video. But I do like it. What do you think, Panda? Do you like it? Yeah? Yay or nay?
Yay.
So yay from Panda. Moving on, we have a retro Wales shirt. It's from the 1976 season. Lots of Wales fans remember this fondly. It was done by Admiral, which is on the collar by here. Big, massive, chunky Wales badge, old style badge, and then it's got the yellow and green stripes going up either side as well. A classic amongst Wales supporters. Next up, we have Wales's first shirt under Adidas. I like this one because it's red with the fade just going up each sort of segment of the shirt, like so. You've got the new style Wales badge on there from the one I just showed you. And in this version of the shirt has number 10 on it. Of course, one of my favourite players, number 10, Aaron Ramsey, who's featured on the Aventus shirt already in this video and now appears on this Wales shirt. And to finish off, and I'm going to finish on a high note here, we have one of my favourite shirts ever in football, and that is the Wales shirt from Euro 2016. The first time we ever qualified for the European Championships and the first tournament we appeared in about 50 years. Got the Wales badge, Adidas, number 10 of course. I got Ramsey on the back by here. But then on the sleeve, I of course got the European Championship competitors logo, competition logo, and then the respect thing by UEFA on there. And that finishes up this video. Please leave me some feedback in the comment section below, and also give me a rating for all the shirts I've given you in here. A mark out of 10 would be great. And if you want me to do a video on, say, the top 5 football shirts I own, please let me know in the comment section below. I've been Dragonheart. Until next time, goodbye.